EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us in a very rainy Kansas City, Missouri at venerable Arrowhead Stadium. Tonight, we're on to week 2 in the NFL season as we've got a good one here between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. 2 one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Herbert going to go to the air right away. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. How about the defense there trying to set the tone on the very first play of the game?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a glow here tonight because they brought the heat right out of the gate. What a good job establishing the tone for this one.
And he's going to go down again. A loss of 3 on a sack made by multiple defenders. Boy, how about this to start a ball game? That's twice in a row now, Charles, that they get to it.
And how often do we talk about offenses that operate off of a script to begin games? Feels like this defense had their script together on this one. And their script said put the quarterback down and do it fast.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Brought down by Willie Gay.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
The touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And that will be incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight at just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Just a 30-yard punt that time. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 20. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up 2nd down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. And he'll be taken down right around the 27. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now they try the right side here. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Outright and brought in by Moore. He's got room at the 30. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 25 yards there on the catch and run. Mahomes now on first down.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. The Chiefs had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. Here's Mahomes to throw. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. And the Chargers are going to get the football back at their own 17.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Let's go.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Herbert. And he's got his man on the out route. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. On 1st and 10 is Spiller. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second down and 3. Right back to Spiller on 2nd down. And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Herbert on first down now. Setting up the screen. Here's Spiller. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Odell Beckham, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chargers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. From the 6. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. This is taken at the 23. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. The Charger drive about to get going. Losers in the season opener on Sunday, they get that quick turnaround 96 hours later. Here we go. They're back at it. And I've got to think, especially early in the year, that's a good thing for these guys, is it not?
It absolutely is, and we've seen it many times demonstrated over the years. Teams have a rough opening game, have to play the Thursday game. That quick turnaround allows them to go ahead and throw the other game out, focus on the new one, and typically they play much better in game 2. So I would agree with you totally on that. When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted.
Picked up by Nick Bolton. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football.
Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right, it felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Mahomes going to throw. Got his man complete. Moore. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Sky Moore. 41 yards. And the Chiefs are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point by Butker is on target. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. And what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
35 yards that time on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. From the gun, they'll try to run it. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Mahomes. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
When a linebacker's able to sit at the second level and see things develop in front of him, as soon as he got a hint that the quarterback was checking it down, he just made a beeline directly for the receiver and ended up making the play.
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Charger 16. They give him 17 yards that time, as that'll move the chains.
And that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Sky Moore with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Chiefs will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Chris Jones, that is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. This offense set to begin the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box, establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes complete here. It's high. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down. A handoff as they run the counter play. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
Oh, good move.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line.
Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Buying time to his left. The ball comes out, and this is recovered by the Chargers. A disappointing end of the sequence there. He was starting to turn nothing into something, and then he lost the football.
And sometimes things get lost in the transition. And what I mean by that is you go from being a passer to a runner. And at a certain point, once you cross the line of scrimmage, you're strictly a runner now. There's no more downfield threat. Make sure you take care of the football while you're traversing downfield.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a 1-touchdown game. The Charger drive about to get going.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Chris Jones on the stop. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
That's George Karlaftis who fought his way through the line to bury him.
That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated into their own defensive scheme, and continue to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Herbert now. Touchdown, Chargers. Michael Thomas, a 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Chargers are an extra point away from drawing level.
Extra point up and through, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. And that's going to be a Chiefs first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they had 3 tight ends in on that set.
And these guys are punching really well. I use boxing analogies a lot. A lot of coaches have told me that when you line up to run the football, it's 10 fistfights along the line of scrimmage, right? You've got to win your share. These 3 tight ends, they almost always win their fistfights.
65 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Flash the stick skills on that run, but then stop shy of the 35. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So they'll try to move the ball closer here on 3rd down. A field goal from this spot would be just inside of 60 yards, 59 to be exact. To throw, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
And that's off the right upright. Thought it might sneak in, but it did not. It's no good. The Charger drive about to get going.
Their defense was able to hold serve, albeit with a little help from that missed field goal as they settle in now 1st and 10. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
The Chargers on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll get this past the 20 as he gets about 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. Fielded at the 33. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
From just shy of midfield, Herbert. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Chris Jones bringing the pressure yet again. That's his third sack here tonight.
This has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Third and long, it's Herbert. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Chris Jones able to record his 5th sack of the season. On is the Chargers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Mahomes. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 43. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. On 1st down. Oh, no, he lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
Herbert to throw. Complete yet again to Spiller. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Straight ahead, it's Spiller. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Right back to Spiller on 2nd down. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, it's Spiller. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. And this one is no good. He missed it. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth.
Boy, that's a big-time letdown there. You work yourself in position to win the game, but the kick winds up no good. And now you've got to regroup as a team, get the energy back up, and get ready for overtime. And make sure you pump him up, too. He may be needed to try and win it again later.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's in.